if you want to check the levels before we
levels
start, because I imagine this is probably going to be a long one.
I mean, it's a long album. So
did our pregame chat offline.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're online. That sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, let's get on going with it if you're ready, Coop.
Yeah, let's do it.
So hello everyone, and welcome back to the Audio Shop podcast. This week we are doing The Mountain by Gorillaz. Just came out, what was it, the 27th, I want to say?
About a week ago.
Yeah, so hot off the presses. Obviously they've been doing the singles for a little while now, and they've been pumping the media stuff. I don't know. I feel like they've been pushing this album quite a bit.
They've been advertising it.
Yes.
Or marketing it.
Marketing, that's the word I was looking for. It's been a long weekend. My brain's about the consistency of tapioca pudding at this point.
You lost 1 hour of sleep and you're just going to ruin.
Yep, that's the only reason. Obviously, we've done Gorillaz several times before. The Now, which was current when we did the album back at its release as our first episode.
Our first review.
And revisited it for the 5-year. And now we're worryingly approaching the 10-year.
We're closer to the 10-year than the 5-year now, right? Or just about?
Just about. We're getting old, man.
No, I'm young. I'm still hip. I'm with it.
I'm hip. I'm with it.
I'm only in my late 50s. I still got some juice left in these bones.
250 is not young, Cooper.
Well, okay, not everyone's as old as you, Sam. Fought in the Punic Wars.
I'm the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, Gorillaz has always held a special place in our heart here at the Audio Shop podcast. Obviously, their first out, or the Now was our first review, and we've made a tradition of reviewing a Gorillaz album every year on our anniversary, and of course, new albums as they come out, which actually kind of puts us, since our anniversary is in April, we'll be doing another Gorillaz album here shortly. Honestly,
yeah, that's fine. It's good to cover these when they're fresh.
Oh no, 100%, I agree. But yeah, so for those unfamiliar with Gorillaz, they are an English virtual rock band. That's true, they're virtual. They have the main musicians are Damon Albarn as the lead singer, and Jamie Hewlett as the lead artist. Formed all the way back in 1998. Gorillaz is almost 30 years old.
They're getting up there.
They have this like kind of wide-ranging, fictional mythology around the band. But essentially they've been they've been active since, the 90s. I think the first album, Gorillaz, released in 2000. So they've been active for, last, 25, 30 years. And well acclaimed, well selling. And this is their latest release here in 2026, titled The Mountain. Presented on the album art as being written. I'm going to completely butcher some of the names and words here, but in Devanagari, it's like a Indian language, because this album's heavily inspired by the Indian culture. Apparently, Damon and Jamie both visited India a lot between their last album release and this album release. And it sort of inspired a lot of the themes and instrumentation and features on this album.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the first album of theirs to be released through their own label.
Oh, I didn't realize this was the first.
Yeah, everything else had been through Parlophone or Warner Records. So this is like, I think that's probably one of the reasons why they've been marketing it so hard, because this is like, hey, we completely own this album. It's under our label.
Well, hey, I mean, if there's
all in on it.
any to completely own, probably the best one to completely own. especially since it's so emotional for them.
Yes. And it is a chunky album, over an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it makes sense if we just jump into it, Sam, if you're ready.
Sure. Starting with track number 1, The Mountain.
The Mountain. I won't. So usually I say the features on a song if there are any. I might be limiting that to a few features per song because the feature list on this album is extensive. I mean, this song alone has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 features on what is mostly an instrumental song. So.
Yes. Only one of them is a speaking part, which I do appreciate the fact that they're crediting these artists that are performing, since they are bringing them in specifically for their performances on their respective instruments.
Yeah, it's not something you see often, but I think it's really I think it's a really nice choice here. Because I mean, obviously, most albums the feature artist is maybe like a guest vocalist, right? Or you might have like a very famous guitarist or something like, featuring Santana or something.
Yeah.
But here it's they're basically featuring all the guest instrumentalists in the band, and throughout the album there's a heavy amount of Indian musicians featured on this album.
Yeah, I think they went about doing it a really nice way, especially since they fully own it now, so they get to call those shots like, hey, we're putting these people in the title. And it's going to be everywhere.
I think it helps make the album a little more tasteful as well, because, obviously the whole British man goes to India and finds himself trope is like, that's, that's the Beatles were doing that.
Yeah.
So this makes it a little bit more like, hey, we're not just like going to India and saying, "Ooh, we like this stuff. Let's take it." It's a little bit more of a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's, hey, come perform on our album. You are an amazing artist. We'd like to get your name out there.
Which, I mean, this opening track kicks off right off the bat. A heavy, obviously, sitar sound throughout. I'm not going to be able to name all the instrumentation on these songs.
I am not either.
Super familiar. But the main instrument's kind of this flutish sounding sound, maybe a little more reedy than an average flute. I don't know what that percussion's called. That kind of almost has like a not a bubbly noise, but kind of like a reverb to it.
Those drums that come in at the 1 minute mark with the main melody. I tried to find what they were called. Did you know India is a really big place with a lot of people, and finding
it has almost the most people.
I believe at this point it does have the most people. Finding what one specific type of drum used was very impossible. But I love the sound of them. They're great. Especially my favorite part is with the flute performance. You get those quarter steps. That's my favorite part of music from that part of the world is quarter steps. It just makes it sound so much nicer.
Yes, and I'm seeing here that the instrument's called a bansuri.
Oh,
is the flute-like instrument.
Okay.
It's almost like a flute. It's like a flute, but like almost like it's wooden, and it's like it looks like a larger diameter.
So it does sound a bit more bassy.
Yes,
but it's beautiful, and it kind of flits back in throughout the album. Heavily featured here in the instrumental. The main melody comes in here at the 1 minute-ish mark, and then at the 2 minute mark, everything kind of breaks out after a slow build, letting the flute flit around the melody a little bit to return to join the sitar. It's so dense. There's so much going on.
Yeah, no, it's a great opener, and it really sets the tone for the album.
Yeah.
And then near the end of the song, there's actually vocals from Dennis Hopper, who passed away. I don't know exactly when he passed away. I want to say, he passed away back in 2010. So they actually had unused vocals from the song "Fire Coming Out of a Monkey's Head."
Yep.
Back on Demon days.
Which is hilarious because that's the song we talked about it last time. We did an episode. I've been listening to that song very extensively. So obviously coming into this album and hearing that, I'm like, oh well, I was ready for this. I knew the themes were going to tie in. Pat myself on the back and not pretend it's happy coincidence.
Dennis Hopper is great on that track. It is just spoken word. And of course, he says the word "the mountain" a lot in
A
that track,
lot,
so
yes.
they could just use that in here.
Well, it's not
Um,
even takes from the song; it's unused takes. So he said it
yeah, it's
even
like different
more
takes.
in the studio.
I guess makes sense. Um, yeah, no, so it kind of adds this, even without even knowing if you didn't know the background of the album, it kind of already introduces obviously the Indian music influence, but also this kind of nostalgic kind of look back because obviously they're referencing Demon Days,
Hmm.
which at this point is 25 years old,
Yeah, but
and also kind of bringing in like that whole. I think this whole a big theme of this album is kind of like um, embracing death or kind of
yeah.
accepting it because obviously Dennis Hopper has passed away and they're featuring him on this song.
Hmm.
But there's actually a lot of collaborators on this album that have passed away and they used like previous features or works from them in this. I mean, they used Bobby Womack,
I didn't realize he had passed.
yeah, David from De La Soul, Dennis Hopper, obviously, Marquis Smith, Proof, Tony Allen. So like it's actually pretty prolific throughout this album of having features of people who have already passed away.
Mm. And I mean, the additional fact that they're not getting any younger. I mean, Albarn's almost 60 at this point. Um, so, coming to terms with one's own mortality, and I'm sure he's lost quite a few people in the years leading up to this.
So it's even with barely saying a word, it kind of sets the mood.
Mm-hmm. Jumping to track 2, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 2, "The Moon Cave," featuring again a lot of different artists.
It starts with this really nice, funky synth bass that gives the bass for the song, along with the classic 2D fried vocals from Albarn, which is the vocal performance. I will say, while it's fantastic across the whole album, it is very samey except for one song. Just same filter across all of it, which is fine. It's just him singing.
Yeah. Damon doesn't switch it up too much vocally here, which I think is probably fine. The album has a lot going on,
yes,
instrumentally.
Yes,
I don't think we also need wacky,
no.
Damon antics.
I guess it does get a little bit weird in spots, but it's the performance is the same. It's the production that changes.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a filtered vibe to it. But yeah, no, this one has an excellent like electronic opening, very moody, very synthy, very atmospheric. Kind of got this very lush production behind it.
Mm-hmm. And then we get the some flute coming back in, but without the quarter steps, kind of more traditionally played, leading us right into the breakdown/rap section of the song around the 2:45 mark, which is very simplistic instrumentally with a heavy focus on the vocals. But there's some falsetto stacking and the singing in the background to really help elevate everything. It's stripped back, but it's really well done, and the whole section isn't terribly long either.
Yeah, it's a rap verse by Black Thought of The Roots, aka Jimmy Fallon's band on his show, which I will forever curse Jimmy Fallon for locking The Roots on his TV show.
I know they're so good.
Yeah, Black Thought is a great lyricist. Even on the short verse, which isn't his first isn't the last on the album. It just do something interesting where the verse also has like interjections from Dave from De La Soul, who passed away pretty recently actually. So it's like him like Black Thought like rapping with a guy who's obviously passed away. So obviously kind of adds to that theme as well.
Yeah, and it's an interesting dynamic that works well. It feels terrible saying. I think it improves when they're not doing the call and response a little bit, when he's just getting in the flow and rapping. But that I guess we should mention as well. Do we want to talk about the music video here, or do we want to wait to talk about that?
I think it makes sense to talk about here because this is like the main song featured in it.
Yeah, this the first track and then this one. So the music video for this is a 8-minute short that was entirely cell animated, which is amazing in this day and age. I was looking that a lot of people have really dove deep on it already, because cell animation is kind of a not dead art, but basically dead art. I think the last one was in like 2023. Somebody did something with cell animation. But it's
exceedingly
beautiful.
time consuming.
It is so beautiful.
It's a beautiful music video. Yeah, it's like 8 minutes. It's like cell animated. It's like highly referential to the Jungle Book of all things.
Yes, yeah, a lot of Jungle Book references. For some reason, it's I don't know. It's strange because Noodle is the focus of this one, and it starts with her as a kid when she was, I think maybe a little bit older than she would have been on Demon Days, or a little bit maybe between Demon Days and the first album, but it very quickly, that's the mountain, and then it ages her up, I don't know, some magic water or something, to current day, and then that launches into the Moon Cave, where the rest of the Gorillaz crew show up and start going to the Moon Cave. But the whole rap segment is animated with the hieroglyphics that are on the wall of this cave coming to life, and it is one of the most amazing sequences I've ever seen. It feels very Ghibli
it's beautiful
in its animation. It is so good.
I was listening to an interview by Damon Albarn, and he basically said something like, "Yeah, we had the album like finished like last June or something. It's like it took so long to do this music video, that we had to, just since it was all hand animated. But I mean, I think it paid off. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it was totally worth it. And it kind of it rolls a little bit into the last track. We won't really get into that because it is really just to kind of snip a little bit of that last track to throw on the end of the music video. But it is amazing. Yeah, I don't have anything else. There's that weird little bit of laughing at the end of the Moon Cave, which kind of sounds like the end of a studio take that was left in.
Yeah, I think that's Bobby Womack.
That makes a lot more sense.
Great song.
Yes, very good song.
And it goes on to track number 3, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes, sir.
The Happy Dictator, featuring Sparks.
This one, the middle of the album doesn't quite stick to the Indian theme as much. It bounces around. Some of it comes back at points, but this one definitely is just an electronic bleepy bloopy kind of poppy song.
Oh yeah, it gets bleepy and bloopy, that's for sure.
And there's like a clown shoe squeak instrument that I really enjoyed. I don't know how else to describe it other than that.
I mean, I have to imagine a lot of that just comes from the Sparks feature. They're like a 60s, like 70s, like synth pop band. So I guess this sounds kind of a little bit more their wheelhouse. And they kind of have like this kind of falsetto back and forth with Damon Albarn, which I like.
Yeah, everything's stacked to the ceiling with some really huge choir arrangements and instruments coming from everywhere. The chorus is very fun and catchy. And I think the part of the song that I quite like, and I know I was just talking about how the vocal performance never really changes, but the production does. But we get Albarn's vocals singing, and you get a very distorted secondary vocal line around the 2-minute mark that's super deep. And as he's singing, it twists up to be chipmunk. So it's kind of stepping through all the tones very smoothly until he's ending up very, very high energy.
Yeah, no, the song is I think it falls to that category of like Gorillaz songs where the first time you listen through, you're like, what are they doing here? And then like, okay, you listen through it a couple more times, you're like, okay, I get what's going on. Yeah,
it's very much the first time you hear it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird, and then you sit with it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that it worked. It would be weird if it wasn't there.
And, the song also, at least something I noticed, I haven't seen this commented anywhere, at least in the interviews I've seen. But there seems to be kind of a dichotomy in this where the more, I'll say, like Indian influenced songs are kind of a bit like more hopeful and kind of see like the good in death, or like, you know, the cycle of life and death, where these kind of more synthy songs, or at least some of them, kind of can deal with like the dark side of like people like peddling the solutions, or, you know, quote unquote solutions of like, you know, happiness or like avoiding death in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, the song "The Happy Dictator" is about a dictator promising basically everything is going to be good if you just follow me.
Yeah, that feels very accurate, because there's we'll get in 2 songs from now, track 5, that kind of pops up again with, it's quite happy, but lyrically it is not. And then for this, after we get, you know, all the build and stuff, out of nowhere the quarter step flute pops back in and resets us back to the start of the song, so they can quickly just drop the entire build back in at once, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a good. I mean, it's one of the. How many singles did this album have?
I think it was like 5.
So yeah. So one of the 5 singles. Actually, it was the lead single. I forgot they dropped this one first.
You know, fair. I'd say it's one of the better singles. As a single, that is.
Yes.
This album kind of works better altogether. But another strange ending to this one. We kind of have the choir making some noises. I don't know what you took from that.
I don't know. It's maybe kind of like just a fading out. It kind of leaves it on an ominous note. Is what I took from it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not quite as happy as it seems.
Well, speaking of not happy, jumping to track 4, if you're ready.
Yes, track 4, "The Hardest Thing," featuring Tony Allen.
Yes, which I guess we should say, at least in my opinion, 4 and 5 are kind of one track. Because the themes roll over, and this is not the longest song.
Yeah, it's not the shortest song either. It's like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, but
I mean, I definitely agree about it having it like has a melodic through line to Orange County, which is the next song. But yeah, it's like half song, half intermission. It's a very, very spacey backing.
But the whole thing starts with, I assume, Tony Allen speaking in some kind of, I don't know what language it is. But it feels very tired with whatever he's saying. You know, combined with that ethereal synth and the slow tempo, it sets up for a small piece about loss. Because then Albarn comes in as 2D, and he's just sounds exhausted.
It does have a bit of a rundown feel to it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. The song itself doesn't really pay off until it gets to the next song.
Yes, but it does, you know, as it goes on, a very quick build with strings coming in and flute in the left and trumpets in the right ear, choir stitching everything together behind it, and rolls into the next song, which I'm not sure I agree with everything dropping before the transition. It makes it feel a little stilted. I would have liked if maybe they did something like track 8, where it is 3 songs in a trench coat and forcing that the gaps to remain consistent, because, you know, you can have anything happen between tracks.
But just lead right to track number 5, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes, sir. Track 5.
Track 5, Orange County. The whistling song.
Yes, it is. But damn, is it not catchy? It's so catchy.
Yeah, no, this one's a very I guess it's got a more poppy feel to it.
Very poppy. Yeah.
And it also has some fun singing from Kara Jackson, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Who kind of provides this kind of some. I mean, the main vocals with this, or all the main sung vocals have been Damon, so it's nice having some other sung vocals on the song as well.
And we're getting some call and response as well, of them kind of having a conversation, as well as we get the sitar coming back, and some other instruments I don't know the name of as well. Indian instruments coming back to kind of do that mountain theme, tie it all back together.
You know, it's got this nice little synth line through it too. Like I said, it's kind of got like a bit of a peppy feel, but you know, the vocals and lyrics are a little bit more melancholic, kind of a bittersweet thing going on here.
Yeah, the vocals are quite sad feeling in comparison to the bright, happy song all around them. That was what I took away from this album: is the happier the song, the sadder the contents are.
They subverted our expectations.
Yes, but it is very good. It's very catchy. They use the main melody a lot, but it's catchy enough.
It's a good main melody.
It does not grind on you at all. It's very good. Jump into track 6 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes. Track number 6, The God of Lying.
So this, I think, was the only track I had listened to prior to the album, and I kind of wish I hadn't listened to anything prior to the album. But this was the track that made me concerned about how the rest of the album was going to be, because I love the instrumental work on this one. I don't know how I feel about the rapping. Is this what British drill rap is? It feels like that's what it is, but I don't know.
Basically, I mean, see, the British like punk band, I think it's pronounced Idols, which I've listened to a little of their stuff. It's definitely a very British, you know, kind of drill beat, spoken word thing going on here. I mean, not an aggressive delivery.
No,
it's actually
no.
kind of a dark, kind of clubby beat and spoken word vibe here.
It's grown on me a lot over listening to it, but my main issue with drill is the fact that Shmoyoho, those guys, you remember them? They released a fucking Joe Biden.
Wow. I was trying to say, I'm like, where have I heard that from? Like, oh my god, this said the auto-tune the news guys.
Yes.
Like 2007.
Yes, but they during COVID, I think they released or maybe shortly after, when Biden was president, they released an AI voice song of him saying he launched a military exercise against Britain to introduce drill rap. And then they have him rap at the end of it. And I think about that video way too often. So I can't think about drill without thinking about that.
Joe Biden.
But anyway, this song, there's a phone ringing sound on the synth, which is amazing, which kind of, I think, saves the song for me. Because there's a really strange, distorted vocal section in the middle that has really sad lyrics, actually. It's along the lines of, I went to the liquor store and they took all my money, went to the mirror there and begged the man to love me. So it's really depressing, but it's like waving around, and you've got the Idols singer along with Al Barn and chipmunk versions and bass versions, and it's a little strange.
The song's a lot.
Yes.
It's a little quirky, you know, it's not like other girls.
No.
It's a little off kilter. But yeah, no, it's it's definitely a change of pace on the album.
Yes.
And Idol's like delivery is like almost like blurred or like slightly offbeat, like intentionally kind of like delayed.
Yeah.
It almost gives it like this song kind of a not a dragging feeling, but kind of a off kilter vibe.
Yeah. I do quite like how death is rhymed with breath, but he says F's instead of a TH.
They're British. You gotta give them a pass.
Soft as baby's breath. Like, okay.
Hey, it's not like you pronounce every word right, Sam.
No, I pronounce almost everything incorrectly, but that always makes me smile whenever I hear that. Well, jumping to track 7 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 7, The Empty Dream Machine, featuring Black Thought again.
And I am quite glad, because it is great whenever they're featured on the album. We've got the sitar popping back in to remind you about the themes of the album, which kind of melds into the backing track as the main melody. And this is the only song where the filter kind of comes off of Albarn. Very clear. And then it gets some weird stacked auto-tune to the chorus, but it works.
Yeah, and it kind of maintains or at least the beginning maintains kind of the more moody vibes. Kind of introduced on the God of Lying. I guess really even up to Orange County, the hardest thing. Um, I mean, every Gorillaz album has to have their dramatic slow songs, right? Um,
Yeah. This and this one is a little dramatic, a little slow, more fantastic rapping. My favorite part of this one is he, the way he pronounces chrysalis to rhyme with callus. He says chrysalis.
Hey, sometimes you got to slant that rhyme.
No, I know. It's not a complaint at all. I kind of love it. So the rapping's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Black Thought's so good. There's this one. He was on some radio show a few years back, and he did this freestyle on the radio show. It's like so good. This guy's just like coming up with words off the top of his head. You're like, man, this guy's a pro.
Yes, yeah. This is, I think, the best feature of his on the album. It really shows his skill. And then we get some call and response at the end as well, which is great between Albarn and two vocalists. I couldn't tell it was because there was one in each ear. I thought it was a female vocalist and a male vocalist, one in each ear, but I couldn't quite tell. And Albarn is in the back behind both with his vocals duplicated, stacked, shifted up and down to give some depth and a bit of auto-tune twang. But it is very nice.
It's a great song build.
Yes.
Very satisfying good conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Jump into track number 8 if you're ready, sir.
Yes, track number 8, The Manifesto, featuring Truno and Proof.
This one
this was my one single that I listened to, and then I was like, I can't listen to the rest of the singles.
Yeah, I'm glad I will say, if I had to pick any of them, I'm glad I chose God of Lying, because this one gives a very different impression of the direction the album's going to go. It's kind of jarring coming from the sad song, but it's such a fantastic build. It starts off immediately with that theme of it feels like a carnival.
Yeah, it's got like this almost like this like street festival vibe going on. And of course, it's I guess a British manager bringing the cultures of the world together, because it's a Indian kind of club beat paired with Truno, who is a Latin American rapper. So he's speaking Spanish over the beat. Very very interesting blending of cultures there.
Yes, and I don't speak Spanish, but he has got some fantastic rhythm.
Oh yeah, it's a great delivery.
Yes. My favorite part of this, I'll get to how many times I've listened to this at the end. Around the 135 mark, we get the preview of the alternate main theme, because there's the main theme that they start with from the beginning, and then there's a variation that they introduce that Albarn sings later on at the 2-minute mark, duetting with the flute. But we get a little bit of a preview at the 135 mark. And they start exactly the same, but it's kind of like the second half of the melody is different, and it really spices things. I mean, this is the 3 songs in a trench coat, so for the first third of this, it spices things up when it doesn't really need to, but it adds some nice flavor to it.
Yeah, no, yeah, like you said, like Damon comes in at 2:15, like does that melodic line that I think the violin introduced. I think it was a violin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With his kind of typical filtered vocal delivery, but maybe a little bit more peppy on this song.
He sounds happy.
Yeah. And then also starts to pair nicely with like the electronic elements that start to sneak into the song. And then it ends like really satisfyingly at like 3:15.
Yeah.
Like just, nice, well-rounded song that had a lot going on for it.
Except the song's not over, because
that song's 7 minutes long.
Yes, everything
halfway through
starts to fall out underneath the vocals around the 3-minute mark, and we get some really stripped back instrumentals until we roll into some hard rap that makes up the second third of the song. And it is the build to the start is so hard, and it makes so much sense that they just kept this as one song, because it's like you don't want the audio to cut while the track switches. You want this to be controlled.
Yeah, no, it's a super interesting way of doing it. Like you said, it's kind of like two songs, kind of forced back to back. I mean, they are within a single song, and it makes sense that they bleed into each other, but it is a hard switch.
Yes.
And especially once Proof comes in with his rapping, he has a hard delivery.
Yes, but it works because of the transitions that they've built, and some themes carry over, so it doesn't feel unnatural.
And I think the real magic trip happens at around like the 5:30 mark, where it somehow melds back into the original beat with the two beats kind of combining.
Yes,
quite the production feat.
After some soaring 2D moaning sounds with random synth noises, and some really chaotic mix of brass noises, and then it all organizes itself back together. It's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, you keep saying 3 songs in a trench coat. I keep thinking that Family Guy scene with Noah's Ark, where it's like the elephant and the penguin or whatever. Okay. It's like the elephant. It's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It's like just somehow the disparate elements come together.
It's even more fantastic rapping. It's great. There's the song ends with some Albarn, soft, smooth groove to take us out, kind of, let you down after the high energy of the rest of the song. For some reason, at the start of that, there's a digital voice saying, "Move 37, game over."
I think that's just an interesting production choice. And they've always had they had a song called Pac-Man, which was heavily Pac-Man inspired on Song Machine. So
that just, it always sticks out to me. It's like, there's a reason it's there. What's the reason?
Need to connect all the pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Get the red string.
What's this have to do with the Jungle Book?
We didn't mention Murdoch fucked the snake. That was part of the.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, someone had to, right?
No.
Oh.
No, they didn't.
Oh, then why'd they do that?
Just to show he's still a freak. I don't know.
It was actually originally 20 minutes long. They had to cut 12 minutes out for, wasn't gonna fly.
No, that's on the Gorillaz OnlyFans.
Oh goodness.
But jumping to track 9, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 9, The Plastic Guru.
The opening to this one feels very public access or public. What was the space album we did? I wrote Public Access Radio, but I don't think that's their name. It's like Public National Radio or something. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. It's got like a very bloopy synth intro with kind of like, it sounds like sampled like science vocals or like, this is what the diameter of the blah 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 is.
Yeah, just kind of people talking like that turned into a song with some building electronic synths. And there's no build to this, which I love. It just drops into the huge choir soft electric guitar chorus, and it is so happy and bright, and it feels like the sun's coming up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's an exceedingly poppy song.
Yes.
And I kind of see it as like a parallel with the Happy Dictator, because this one's also about the plastic guru, so a guy like selling fake solutions. I think in the music video, it literally has him selling snake oil. Yes. So, not subtle.
2D tries to buy, but the only thing in his pocket is a fly that then flies away.
Man, just a little diatribe. I love when cartoons do that. Like, whenever they open their wall, like a puff of smoke comes out, or like they just have like a fly and like a paperclip in their pocket. I know, that's just funny to me.
Some lint.
Yes, just like a piece of lint and like some bubble gum.
I love the complete dropout on this song because it's the chorus is very dense, and then it has just the okay from the voice recording as before, to kind of drop the whole song out, and then the chorus comes back in like it's busting down the door after the okay.
No, it's a very in-your-face song. It still has some light sitar in the background, but it's almost like intentionally like very sweet. It's definitely the poppiest they get on the album.
I don't know. I would argue that the Happy Dictator feels poppier.
That's fair. They're probably pretty close.
But this one ends out with the sitar and choir kind of calms down, and then we get some like party horn and drums, like there is a street carnival happening. And then the vocals from the recording come back and say stop, and that ends everything.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I like when songs
I
do that.
like that. Jump into
Sam,
sorry.
how could I say that this is the poppiest song when we got track number 10?
Yeah.
The poppiest song on the album, Delirium.
So I think this is a love it or hate it song. Featuring Marky Smith, you have to say.
Yes, featuring Marky Smith,
who's been featured
also
before.
Passed away.
Very dark start. Kind of haunting choir, backing Halbarn, having some interesting lyrics. Many times in this album, they kind of bring up the modern trend of young men becoming incels or far right online. It's a little more literal later. I think one of the I can't remember if it was We've Already Passed It or one of the rap lyrics is talking about literally that, like being an incel and stuff. Before we get Mark Smith coming in, who sounds a lot like Tommy Wiseau on this this track.
Yes, Mark Smith's delivery on this song is something else. Like he's like the Kool-Aid man in this song. He just busts in.
Well, it's also funny because he's talking about opening up the door. So,
yes.
But man, the beat on the chorus goes so hard. There's that dark sawtooth synth in the background, just kind of really banging on the keyboard while his voice is swinging from one ear to the other, back and forth, super fast, like 2 or 3 times every time he says delirium. Very, very fun.
I wrote it's like if you're like at a British club and you just look over at someone, they just pull the plug onto like a flashbang and they're like holding their hands while they're dancing. You're like, oh.
Yeah, that's quite accurate.
It's the song's also like the song's kind of goofy. Like he says the full moon line and then like a wolf howl is very clearly in the mix.
Yes. And then he keeps talking about shrunken China head dealers. I don't know what's going on with that.
This song's a lot.
Yeah.
And like for some reason like intellectually I'm like I shouldn't like this song, but I can't bring myself to dislike it.
No, it's fun.
It's like delirium.
It's fun is what it is. It doesn't make sense, but it's fun. Wooden tits on the front of a ship, that's another line from him.
Yeah. I do not know what's going on in this song.
I don't know either. But it's good. And it's very hard, too, which we've not had too many hard songs, so it's a nice departure from the Now, which was all very soft. Got a little bit of it on Cracker Island, but...
Yeah, no, there's definitely been kind of running the gambit throughout this album. I mean, obviously, the overall themes and... styling's on there, but they're obviously not against just breaking out, doing something wacky on a few of the songs.
Yeah, I also kind of likened it to it felt a little bit like the stages of grief, like this is where you break before you come back to normal. So
what is it? Denial, anger, dance floor. I think we're on dance floor.
Dance floor. Yeah, that's one of them. Jumping to track 11, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track 11, Damascus. Which is like, starts with like vocoded vocals, I believe.
Yes.
Or something very similar to them.
It felt very heavily auto-tuned. But it could very easily be vocoded, which is fun. Very electronic synth. And then it breaks out into some... I hate to say okay rapping, but compared to everything else on this album, it's okay rapping. Which, it's the worst on the album, but by no means the worst in the discography.
It's Mos Def is the one rapping on this song. And he's a great rapper. He's been on different Gorillaz songs before. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head.
I know. His voice sounds so familiar, and I couldn't find it.
I'm trying to think. Maybe it's Sweepstakes. I think it's on Sweepstakes.
That was what I thought, and I didn't want to assume because it was the worst song on this, or the worst rapping on this album, that he was the Sweepstakes guy. But
Terry, Sweepstakes is a great song.
Sweepstakes is fucking garbage.
You remember it though. You remember
I
it.
do remember it.
Sweepstakes.
That's
You're a winner.
unfortunately that's the way life is. You remember the best parts and the worst parts because they stick out from the median. But we do have some singing. I don't know what language. Again, it's some Indian language, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I believe that's Omar Suleiman. Who I was trying to find him. He's a Syrian singer.
Okay, so not Indian.
Yeah, no, and it's a very unique delivery on this song.
So I'm just uncultured swine. I'll admit it.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, you don't like sweepstakes, so that's clear. And it pairs weirdly well with this, very electronic, club beat.
Yeah, it really, and honestly, it's needed. It works so well together.
Like if I was drunken on the dance floor, I'd be popping off to this song.
That's really all I had for Damascus, I'll be honest.
Oh, well, I mean, it does give me my new Most Def Gorillaz vocal tick, which is the Turkish coffee Starbucks.
I think that's what I disliked is he's just saying things. It's not like he's got a flow or a point he's trying to make. He's just saying words. It's like that. There's that one song where somebody just says Paul Revere out of nowhere. I don't remember what song it is. It's like that. It's just saying words to say words.
Would you feel bad if I said that Most Def has passed away and this was the only vocals that they had available?
I mean, I would feel a little bit bad, but I mean, it's a good song. It's not a bad song.
I mean that'd be a lie. He's alive, so he just recorded it for this song. So I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, I will say I'm glad he redeemed himself from Sweepstakes because I like this song. This is not bad. I actively skip and blacklist Sweepstakes. This is a good song.
Sweepstakes. Yeah. Okay. Forgiving mood. Season of healing. Let's. Spring is springing. Let's put this behind us. We'll go into the next song.
Track 12.
Track 12. The Shadowy Light.
More singing language I can't understand in the background. I'm not going to make a guess about what language it is this time, but it's beautiful. It fits like a glove with the backing track.
Yeah, I looked up the singer for this song. It is her name's Asha Bosley. I probably messed up that name, but she is 92 years old.
Holy crap!
And she's literally been her career spans 8 decades.
Dear
she's
Lord.
Apparently like Indian royalty in terms of the pop culture. Like she's just been around forever. Like she has Grammy, she has a Lifetime Achievement Award, she has National Film Award, she has BFJAs. Like she's
wow.
She's it's basically I'm trying to think of a equivalent, I don't know, Michael Caine or something, or Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah. Wow, that's super impressive.
She put in a good performance for 92.
Yeah, she puts a lot of power behind that. And it's another very catchy main theme with a fantastic chorus. Little repetitive on the chorus, but very fun.
A little bit. The chorus almost gave me, I was trying to think of which song it was. It almost gave me Plastic Beach vibes, but I couldn't think of the song that it reminded me of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just literally cannot pin it in my head right now. It's not Sweepstakes.
No.
So we got one off the list.
I should know that because I just listened to Plastic Beach before this album came out. Oh, I don't remember. Because there's the one about are you thinking of the one that has the line, the plasma screens that we leave on to sleep at night? Is that the song? Or is it the other one?
That's Empire Ants, I think.
That's not Empire Ants.
Well, whatever. It's... we're not going to figure it out, just talking between the two of us here.
We're too stupid for that. But we do get of Albarn back before the chorus, now talking about AI in roundabout ways. hitting all the hot topics on this album.
Keep it current.
Yep.
It's a good song. I like it.
Yeah. Second chorus brings back the flute, which I love. And we get to hear Albarn's lower vocal register, which I'm not sure I've ever really heard before.
I mean, it has to have had popped off at some point.
He had to have used
He typically does not go low, though.
No, but I love it. It sounds amazing. And I'm like, damn, dude, like, use this more. Like, I get it. It gives a nice bit of shock factor here, but it really, man, it fits so nice. And then you get the last chorus that opens up with everything stacked to the rafters. Backing is so nice. They drop the main vocal line for you to just appreciate the backing track.
Yeah, no, this is a great song. Great build, great production.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great guest vocalist.
The auto-tuned singing way falsetto at the end, at least I assume it's auto-tuned. I don't know if she can just do that. I don't think she can. It was a little strange.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but still putting a performance at 92.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. I didn't know she was 92. Jump into track 13 if you're ready.
Yes, track number 13, Casablanca, featuring Paul Simon. Oh, wait, no. Paul Simonon.
Yeah, I made the same fucking joke.
Oh, good. We're equally not funny.
But it's a very slow track with kind of stripped backing track. Vocal line is pretty, and I think it shows off Albarn's skills quite well.
Yeah, Damon Albarn, obviously, he's vocally throughout most of the tracks. He's never been a super, I'd say, flashy singer.
Yeah.
But he's super solid throughout, obviously the discography and on this album as well. Like you said, he's almost 60. And, he still keeps in the upper register.
Yeah.
And his vocal styling definitely fits these kind of slower, more introspective songs.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a reason that we did get things like the Now of just a little more laid back. They're getting older. They're not getting any younger, so it's easier to do those kinds of things. But I think combining those vocals that they've been doing with the more high energy rap and some younger singers really is a strong point on this album. Back to this song specifically.
No. Damon knows how to cover his bases with the features to cover his weak points, right? The now is like almost all Damon, so it's like very low key. He's not singing. Damon's not singing Sweepstakes by himself.
No.
Very. It's a nice song.
There's almost like a theremin like soaring sound in the background after the first chorus of this one. It's nice. I don't know. There's strings and choir that come in like the last 40 seconds that I felt could have been brought in sooner to kind of give a little bit more life, because it doesn't really feel like it builds. The song just kind of gets louder.
Yeah, I know. It's not like the most produced song in the album.
No.
But it's good.
Yeah. I don't want to say not a skip song by any means. I'd argue it's as close as we get. This is the only one that kind of retreads some themes, not in a new and interesting way. Which, on an hour-long album, not even being a skip song, that's pretty good.
And it leads into the next track here, ready, Sam?
Yes, sir. Track 14.
Yes, track 14, The Sweet Prince.
And this is, I feel like we've got the Indian inspiration bookends here.
Yes. I mean, obviously, it's been throughout the album, both in features and in instrumentation, but the first two tracks and the last two tracks are definitely the heaviest.
Mm-hmm. We get some really plodding bass line here with some forest sounds that I quite like, and more of the amazing flute that duets with a harp, giving it kind of like this fairy tale feeling.
It's got a really nice main melody on this song. And that harp brings a lot of character to this song as well.
Mm-hmm.
It almost gives it like a I don't know, like a music box quality to it.
Yeah, it does feel
Looking
very
interesting.
music box. But that bass really kind of makes it feel like you're walking down a path in the forest. Excuse me.
It's a very thumping percussion or
Yes.
thumping bass.
And the duet, we get a duet for the last chorus, which is really nice because it's mainly been Albarn throughout the song, and then we get a female vocalist for the last chorus, which really nicely spices the whole thing up.
And introduces a little bit of like synth elements into the song as well. So it has a little bit of build, even if it doesn't like, over energize itself.
And it kind of goes to a weird abstract feel to end the song. We get some flute and piano duetting on the main theme to close things out, and then we get some like chimes ringing in reverse, and the forest sounds come back, but now at night.
Yeah, no, it's a very atmospheric ending, very peaceful.
With some nice soft strumming to lead it out, which there's not many. My biggest complaint with this album is there's not any rollovers. Like it's set up perfectly to have rollovers, and they don't go for it.
Not even in places you'd expect it. Like the hardest thing to orange con, it's like the easiest layup of a rollover.
Or like here, Sweet Prince into track 15, The Sad God. It sets it up for the rollover, and it doesn't do it. So a little upset with that, but that's like such a minor gripe.
Yeah, it would have improved it.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily diminish it.
Oh no, my steak isn't quite juicy enough.
My lobster is only just buttery enough. Ends on track number 15, The Sad God.
Mm-hmm. Which is also is kind of the final track in the music video as well. Not really. It's kind of like snippets of that. It really ends on the Moon Cave and then like 20 seconds of The Sad God.
Yeah. Brings a kind of a bow on it. Like the melody at the beginning kind of references the melody on the first song before going into what I can only call like a 50s love song like beat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of a beat.
Yeah. We get some French horn leading into that as well, which makes it sound very regal, Sad God.
Yes.
And throughout, they've kind of been, I don't want to make kind of referencing the coming of the Sad God, talking about the new God comes, there's panic and all this. And this one I really delved into the lyrics on. I love the lyrics. It's a sad song, but man, it's just like, it's just people are shit and ruin everything they touch is the theme of the song.
It's got another Black Thought verse.
Mm-hmm. Another fantastic
three
feature.
Black Thought verses, which is amazing.
Which I would, not going to complain.
We should do a Roots album at some point.
We absolutely should. That's probably been my favorite portions of the album. Now on this one, I will say I wasn't originally a fan of the rapping coming in, but it's grown on me quite a bit because it lets the backing drop out and slowly build back up with the sitar, French horn, and strings poking its head in as it goes.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a more subdued delivery than the other two features. But I think that fits well with the energy of the song.
It does. And we got the choir just kind of singing the melody along with Albarn's lyrics, which is great. Very haunting because they're not actually saying anything. They're just kind of making noises that are in the same tune.
And the song even ends up like a sitar and like a flute kind of playing it out.
And those kind of fade into the background, and we just get some droning notes to end, and they fade as well. It feels kind of chaotic and unplanned, but it fits theme of death.
And that's the end of the album.
That's the album. Long one.
15 tracks, hour and 6 minutes.
We've this actually probably will be quite standard length standard length podcast since we didn't spend 15 minutes just talking shit at the start, but
which I think makes sense for this song.
Yeah.
Or for this album, I should say.
Well, how do you want to start with least favorite here, Cooper? Because I feel like that's going to be
let's start with least
hard.
favorite.
Both are hard, I would say. Both are very hard to pick.
I mean, least favorite. So originally I had The Hardest Thing, but you kind of convinced me it's more of an intermission. Like it basically goes directly into Orange County.
Yeah.
So like on its own, maybe not great, but within the album, it makes sense.
Yes.
So I might go with Casablanca if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's probably like the most song on the album.
That
It's not
was
bad, but
that was my second because I felt like it kind of was just retreading some of the themes from earlier in the album. Personally, I had Damascus, which sorry,
don't you dare mention sweepstakes.
It's
in a negative light.
I didn't know he did sweepstakes, but it makes sense now. And by no means is it a bad song. This is like picking the least buttery steak. You know what I mean? Like, yes. It's still a very good song. It's just one of them has to be my least favorite, and that's my least favorite. So I would never skip it though. This is one of those albums I'm kind of guilty sometimes of, if I really like an album, I say, okay, I can only listen to it in album format. But that means I don't listen to it as much as I would want to, because I'm like, oh, I just want to listen to this song. It's like, well, I gotta listen to it in album format. So I'm trying to get better about that. Because for this, I've just been like, you know what? I want to listen to Plastic Guru. I want to listen to Shadowy Light. So I've just been jumping around. But I have also listened to it like 15 times since it came out. Just a little. Been listening to it a lot.
Yes, well, I have too, honestly.
Well, so the least favorites. What's your favorite track then? This is going to be this is another hard one.
Yes, I'm going to split it between two, kind of covering both bases here. I'd say my first is The Moon Cave, which is such a good opener. I guess, I mean, The Mountain's the opener, but it's like the first like proper like vocally sung track. Mm-hmm. My goodness, the production on the song so good. It's so lush. It's such a good like kind of setup. It's got like some super great vocals and like performances by like Black Thought and Bobby Womack. It's just a great song. Mm-hmm. Really puts you in a mood. Yeah. And actually, I was just watching on YouTube today. Gorillaz performed on Saturday Night Live last night.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And the two songs they did was Eastwood, right? A classic. Mm-hmm. And The Moon Cave.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, which I was like, The Moon Cave is the song they chose to perform off this album? And I watched it, like, oh, this is so good. Yeah. They have like 20 like musicians on the stage. It's amazing.
Yeah, more of a spectacle than one of the other popular songs.
Yes, but great song. No. The other one I'll have to say is Manifesto.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is just, again, it's like, I like it for the exact opposite reason, but it's such a... This song's a feast, right?
Yes.
It gives you more and then some. And the fact that it manages to pull it off, just gets my respect.
Yeah. It's funny you say it's like a feast, because I almost put the Manifesto, because I felt saying that it was my favorite feels greedy. You know, like you go to one of those places that you're allowed to put as much food on your plate as you want, but you got to eat it all. And you like load your plate like a foot tall. Technically it's allowed, but it feels bad, and people are going to be giving you looks for carrying a mountain, get it, of food.
Okay. All right.
But
get on with it. No, I'm joking.
I think I have to, at least at the moment, I have to pick Hardest Thing into Orange County as my favorite. Okay. It encapsulates the album's themes best, because I'm cheating by picking two, but they're kind of joint. I wish the Indian musical themes were a little more present here, but I imagine it's quite hard to switch to that mindset if you've been writing without quarter steps for your whole 40-some year career. And it's really nice with the poppiness of Orange County, with the kind of sad, lonely Hardest Thing. And I really like the juxtaposition of those two songs together, which it's not technically one song, but I'm going to call it my favorite. Happy Dictator is a close runner-up. Very earworm, but it doesn't contain the essence of the album that I was looking for, aside from the dark lyrics. So,
I do like the fact you're like, I can't choose the manifesto. It's just 2 songs in one song, so I'm choosing 2 songs.
Hey, shut up. But no, it flip flops between Orange County and Manifesto, depending on my mood. Although I will say, Shadowy Light really gets stuck in that ear as well.
I can't disagree.
But that's the album. We got to rate it now. I think you have the luxury of doing the rating system this time, Coop. I believe I did it last time.
Yeah, no, I mean, here at the Audio Shop, we're a car-themed podcast, so obviously our rating system is car-themed itself. We actually, we wanted to take a little drive over to England, across the pond, old foggy London town. You say, hey, this British band, let's go to Britain. And we got to the coast, and we saw there was like a lot of this water. It's like a liquid, if you've heard of it, between us and Britain. And we're like, okay, well, this is a car. It's a vehicle. Vehicles move, so we'll just drive across. And we did exactly that. No problems. We made it right to Britain. So cars can float on water if you just believe hard enough. And legally, this is a joke. Do not do that. But for that reason, at the tip top, we got Sharon. That's cream of the crop. That's the best of the best. That's the best ranking you can get. And then all the way at the bottom, you got Scrapyard. That's the Ooh Yeah, Get It Away From Me, bottom of the barrel. Song you never want to hear again. We'll give it like a high or low in between. Like You Knew, Fixer Upper, Use Rental, depending on our mood that day. So Sam, what would you rate The Mountain by Gorillaz?
I mean, this is showroom. This is one of the clearest showrooms we've had. This is I wonder what, I hope something tops this year. I'm not sure anything is going to top this year. It is a very good album. It's energetic. It's sad. It's got everything you want. It is just fantastic. And I'm still, even though we're done with the review, I'm still going to continue to listen to it because that's been my go-to of just, I'm going to throw it on and it's nice to listen to all the way through, or just like, I'm going to listen to one piece of this right now. But what do you think, Coop? I'm guessing I know what you're going to say, but
yeah, I'm going to have to agree. It's a showroom. When I first listened through it, I'm like, I obviously we're big fans of the Gorillaz. Have been for years. I'm like,
a little biased.
Am I just buying into the hype, right? Am I just, got like rose-colored glasses probably listening to it the first time? And I kept listening. I listened through it again and again, and I was like, this is a great album.
Yeah,
they really managed to do it 30 years deep into their career.
Yeah, I think I would hazard to say this is probably their best album.
Like Demon Days of Plastic Beach are really, really good.
I listened back through Plastic Beach. There's a lot of skip songs in there, man. It is not as good as, it's a good album, but the lows are still quite low. The lows on this are not very low.
Don't you dare mention it.
Sweepstakes is a terrible song.
God damn it.
But also Cloud of Unknowing is not great, and it's kind of out of place. But with this, there's nothing out of place. There's no songs that are like, I'd skip this. Everything's good. Even my least favorite's like, yeah, it's not the best on the album, but it's like that is like baseline where everything else is, really high. So I'm pretty confident saying this is one of their better albums. And I hate to say it, I definitely got the vibe from the music video that this might be the end of the Gorillaz.
It may be, and if it is, what a note to go out on.
Yes, and I don't know if that's just because the themes of the album being death and all that, but it did feel very final. Because doing a whole 8-minute cell animated music video, that takes a lot of capital, a lot of time, and it feels very swan song. But who knows? Maybe this is just they wanted to make sure they gave the reverence that was due. So we'll see.
They started a new label, so maybe they'll do another album.
No.
They only made Song Machine Season 1, so that leaves one to think.
Yeah.
But I think the highest compliment I could give this album is the fact that if obviously Gorillaz, one of my favorite bands, if this was their last album, I'm like, that's a solid note to end on.
Yeah. I would not
if they ended on Cracker Island, I'd be like, know.
Not that Cracker Island's bad. It's just not.
It's not great.
It was a little bit of a letdown after the title track came out.
Yeah.
The title track was fantastic. The rest of it, it's grown on me, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere. It grows. It's a growing album. This one is a immediate in your face. This is there's a lot of artistic force behind this.
Yeah, no, it's comes together as a full album experience. I mean, it's even though it's got like a laundry list of features, they somehow all work together for the most part. Great guest instrumentalists throughout. Obviously, a lot of great Indian instrumentalists throughout the album that really bring a lot of gravitas and a character to the album. Yeah, dang, I just I know you said I've been listening to this album a lot, just in my free time.
Yeah, I mean,
keep coming back to it.
The first time I finished it and restarted the album. It's that good. I was like, okay, hold on, I need to hear this again. Yeah, it's just so good. It's fantastic.
It's really worth mentioning that this is a long album.
Yes.
Right. This isn't like a 30-minute like all killer no filler album. Like this is like lengthy songs. They got 15 tracks. And it comes together.
It's an hour and 6 minutes, and it does not feel like it. It's like I said, this is a masterpiece of an album. It's very exciting to be, around when one of those comes out. Most of the time we're stuck down a well or something, being 205.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
The moon lines right up and it peers into the well.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just, I don't know what else to say. It's a great album. Go listen to it. I'm probably going to listen to some of it after this. That's how much I like it. So
I'm going to listen to Sweepstakes right after we get off.
That's what I'm going to do. To remind yourself how bad it is. So.
Just to remind myself that there's still whimsy in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's the album. Now we're going to roll on over to the spare tire, which is whatever else we've been listening to. I've only been listening to The Mountain, so I don't have anything to add.
I mean, that's fair. You have a lot to listen to with it. Let's see. What have I been listening to in the last few weeks? Obviously, The Mountain a lot.
Yeah.
I listened to. Is there anything interesting that I listened to? I listened to a lot of Bruno Pernadas. He's a Portuguese artist. He released an album just last month that I listened to that I really liked. So I listened through some of his back discography. Really nice. Mitski released a new album. Sad white girl anthems, rejoiced.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that was interesting? Listen to the new Harry Styles album. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not going to revisit it, but it was a fun time. And the new Bruno Mars album as well. Also a fun time. I've also been continuing my random album listening streak. The most noble one was probably the genre rock opera, which I couldn't listen to the number one popular one because it was Jesus Christ Superstar, which I've already listened to because I own it on vinyl for some reason. I literally do not remember how I acquired that vinyl.
Blacked out one day and woke up with
Jesus
15
Christ
new
Superstar.
vinyls.
So I listened to the second most popular rock opera, which is Jesus Christ the Exorcist. I don't know either about the Jesus Christ rock operas.
Interesting.
It was an interesting listen. I'll say that. I'll say this song about Legion. The demon Legion, like the multiple demons that possess the guy. It was like a rock opera, but they like all sang like different parts, like out of sync, and then like they line up. That was pretty cool. I'll give him that. Otherwise, it was mostly, Judas going, "I'm gonna betray you," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and a lot of The Mountain.
Yeah, it's a fantastic album. Good distractions.
Yeah, I think it was a great release, and I think that's all we got.
Yeah, that's
We're
all.
babbling on here for a while.
Yeah, long one. Just barely over the time of The Mountain. So if you've liked,
you're saying I could have listened to Mountain again?
Yeah,
instead of talking.
And the time we've done this, you could have listened to it again.
Oh my goodness.
if you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear some more, you can scroll down and click the picture of Jeff Lynne. He's the guy with the aviators. That takes you to YouTube, where basically all the past episodes are. And if you're on YouTube and you want to listen to us live, usually 8 p.m. Sundays Eastern time. Not really usually. What is this, like the fifth one we've done this year? So,
I don't know who's counting.
Technically we are, but we also have a Blue Sky if you want to check us out there.
Yeah, you can follow us at Blue Sky, at Audio Shop Pod. That's POD. We'll let you know what album we're listening to and when we're going to listen to it.
Yeah. That's all we've got. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
See you later, Shoppies.
See you.